story.
Is that a hairy
That's
on our
it.
tape?
Mike, tell the story.
Speak loudly.
Let's hear the story.
Okay. So once upon a time, it's around like, I don't know, when he was born 1990 something, Joey Catrone pops out of his mouth. But this is not where the story starts. I'm just telling you, Joe came out with all the hair. And how he got the hair is the real story. This went back to about 1960, a little bit after the Great Depression and all that shit. So Joe's parents, they met each other, they started dating, several months, you know, they're doing the thing. They're dating, I don't know. They're living together, and they moved to a house in Iowa. Iowa. They live in Iowa. They live in a little cow country, you know, a little farm. They're farmers. And they farm with their, brother Peyton. He pretty much stays in the shed. He does all go get the seeds, Peyton. He does the dumb shit. Shovel the shit. Get the flies in, shit like that. Peyton just likes to work. So anyway, Joe and Peyton, they're gonna try to plant, a new crop of vegetables. Because, they're a little low on money, so they need some money. So they're thinking, what can we do to get some huge tomatoes hungry? Let's just grow some big shit stuff. That's what they want to do. So they start experimenting. Let's make some new types of fertilizer. So they're thinking, what's stronger than one dose of fertilizer, two doses of fertilizer? There's a whole bunch of different kinds. So they send Peyton to the store, comes back with 5 different brands of fertilizer. They get a huge pot. And Joe's dad is thinking, maybe if I mix all of them together, then maybe shit'll grow like crazy, right? It could happen. Joe's dad's not the brightest guy either. He's like Durley the Gay Ghost. Maybe it'll work. Probably not. So they get in a big pot. They start stirring it. But once again, he's stupid, so they're just stirring dirt, because that's all fertilizer is. Dirt. They're just stirring dirt. So they want to go get stir some water. Throw mud in there. You would think shit would grow out of mud, right? So Peyton, remember hearing a story about there's a little lake goes down the road. They have to go through the woods to get down to the lake. So Joe's dad and Peyton, they decide, all right, let's go in the woods, let's find this water, because apparently, there's leprechauns, all this crazy magical shit in this woods. So maybe one of them pissed in the river or something, magic water, who knows? Probably pissed in the river. So magical water it is. So they go in the woods, they're walking. And then they meet Justin, a little gay leprechaun. So anyway, he brings them through the woods. They're looking through the woods.
Storytime.
Yeah. And they meet an owl named Joe Kate. Then the owl leaves. Owl don't talk. What they just run? One time. Good job. So then they go through the woods. They're walking through the woods. And they meet a huge giant, big as 3 double D. That looks exactly like Ben. His name is Ben. And since they figure this dude's fucking tall as hell, he can see over the woods, he can find the lake. So the gay leprechaun Jim, he asks him,
Who has a Spider-Man blanket?
excuse me.
Interrupting the story.
Don't interrupt my story.
No, it's actually not. It's about
You
leprechauns.
wish you pervert. Anyway. So, but the thing about Ben is, Ben has terrible eyesight. Because he lost one of his contact lenses in the woods. He's like, Ben, where's the river? Oh, I can't see shit. I don't have my contacts. Ben's fucking useless. And so we go, I lost my contact lens somewhere over there. So the 3 of them, they go, and now they're looking for this huge contact lens. And they find it. But it's high in a tree. But Ben can't see it. Ben would be the perfect one to get it. But useless as Ben, all his contacts, he can't see shit. So Joe's dad climbs on top of Peyton's shoulders, and then they get J-Money, a little leprechaun, they throw him up there, and he's able to just push it off so it falls backwards. But it falls, and the contact lens rips. It rips. And if you guys ever put a contact lens, that sucks when it rips. It feels terrible. So Ben's like, you know what, screw it. I'm not gonna do it unless my contact lens is fixed. Good thing about J-Money, he's a magic leprechaun, so he can fix it. But he doesn't really know about any of this spells. He's he's stupid. like pretty much everyone else I tell the stories to. Not that smart, doesn't really remember his spells. Luckily, he wrote it down on his arm. But when he climbed the tree, he cut his arm a little bit and blood trickled all over what he wrote on his arm. Oh, shit. Now he can't read it. Good thing he wrote the permanent marking. So, Hayden gets those towels, they wipe off the blood. They make some shit up because he can't really read too fine either. So, he just starts trying to sound it out. Eventually, he sounds it out. They get the spell right. The contact lens is fixed. But now, Ben's like 8 fucking feet tall. No, 8 stories tall. 8 feet. What am I talking about? He's like a giant. How are they supposed to get up there and put it in there? Luckily, he was wearing, those like button off, the sweatpants. They can button off, Yeah. So, like all the way down. So they can climb J-Money because he's pretty athletic. So he climbs up each button. Kind of uses like stairs. Ends up climbing up the leg. Starts swinging on gets up to his little Ben's sweatshirt. Climbs up the rope. Gets there. Pop. They put the lens in his eye. So now he can see. Well, he can only see out of one eye because you only get one contact. So he closes his eyes, and then they finally see the lake over yonder. So then, the lake's over that way. All right, sweet. So they all go on the journey. The giant, Ben leaves after this. Ben's got shit to do. Probably date or something. So then they walk over there. They walk over to the lake. They scoop a whole bucket full of water. But the bucket has a little leak in it. So, oh shit, they only got like 5 minutes before the thing's totally empty. They have to get a little bit at least of the magic piss, leprechaun water, whatever, so they can mix it together. And make the magic fertilizer. Yeah, completely. So then, they just, what's his name? J-Money. He sticks his finger in there. Actually, no, this is Joe's dad. J-Money. Joe's dad. Joe's dad sticks his finger, in the hole to clog the bucket. But then they have to run back because they only got, like 5 minutes before the thing's empty. And then, they do all the shit. They get the contact lens. They walk all the way out there. Not even to get the water. I'd be pretty pissed if I was. So they run back there. They get back and it's like quarter of the way full. He trips. Joe's dad, pretty clumsy. He trips. Just drops, throws the bucket. But luckily, the bucket lands all in, the mixture, like the dirt, the fertilizer, whatever. Then the bucket's in there too. They say screw it. So the water, the bucket, and all that, they mix it all together. And then, everything's all good. They start to grow the fertilizer. They wait how long does it take fertilizer to grow? I don't know, 6 months? They sprinkled all over a whole bunch of shit. Everything got really, really, really big. But see, Joe's mom, she went out there, picked some vegetables or whatever, and she didn't know about this crazy magic fertilizer. She's not really into it. She's cooking. She's cleaning. I don't know. This is back then. This is what women did back then. Women didn't do anything. They cooked clean. That's what they did. And so, she's eating a muffin, chocolate chips. She drops on the floor, but she has a 20-second rule. But little did she know, there's fertilizer all over where she dropped it. But who's she know? Sweet. Whatever, she eats it. Then, her and Joe's dad, eventually, all the shit goes really big, all the vegetables, they make a lot of money. Joe's mom and dad have sex. So, Joe's conceived. So he's in the stomach, he's growing. The stomach's like regular size, they didn't think of anything. And then finally, 9 months later, well actually 8.5, Joe's premature. And then they get ready, Joe pops out. But the fertilizer made his way into the womb, made his hair go like, ridiculous. He came out of the womb looking exactly like that. Take a picture. Facial hair, everything. Except he didn't have the glasses. Because, this is back then. This is like in the 70s and 80s. Because Joe's actually been the same age. He looked the exact same for the last 30 years. He's actually around 40, 45 years old. This was like the 1970s. No glasses back then. Glasses weren't. Well, in Shittown, Iowa, right there. But so Joe comes out with all the long hair, all the long facial hair. They do the DNA test. So his mom made that goddamn muffin covered in the fertilizer. So that's the story on why Joe Patron is the hairiest kid I've ever met.
Weird.
That's a true story, too.
It is.
No, it's a true story.
It's a true story. True story.